I'm so curious if it's because, I don't know, do we come in with a mission? Is there something that we're meant to do? And so there's an innate knowing, or is it because I decided to believe in it that it happened? What do you think?
I think it can be a combo platter, Danica. I think in my case, and it sounds like your case, there was nothing I wanted to do more than be an actor and singer and dancer. There was nothing. I lived with 4 roommates in bunk beds with a clapper. Okay. I did whatever I had to do to make it. There are certain kids that aren't going to want to do that. And I understand they want to have a normal life. They want to be able to plan on a paycheck.
Yeah.
They want medical, they want all these things.
Yeah.
I was at Vacation Bible School one year and God literally said, you're going to be a missionary. And I was like, oh, not me. You got the wrong one. I like the Four Seasons Hotel. Remember me, God? Anyway, the missionary turns out to be of a different, it didn't look like what I thought it was going to look like.
Okay. Describe the missionary. What is it?
Africa. Let's go to Indonesia. Let's feed the poor, really feed the poor and sick that we're supposed to do. Like, let's go on a journey. Let's spread the word of what works for us, makes us happy. Being able to do that. And I didn't think it would be talking about God or the Lord or Jesus on Broadway, or maybe on a talk show, or maybe Here Today with You. Or I didn't even think when I grew up that it was all that different till I got to New York and I found out that I was different. And I liked it.
I got the lesson early in life too, where being different, once I finally allowed that, because there was a time that I kind of resisted it, where I didn't want to wear nail polish, heels, like look too girly. Cause I'm using my hands to describe the car, and I don't really need to reinforce what's really obvious. But as soon as I allowed myself to be a woman in different ways and just kind of go there, it was like through some photo shoots and stuff. I was like, wow, this doesn't actually take away from anything that I'm doing. It makes me special. And this is what's unique and different about me. And this is a cultural thing. And that people want to be like someone else, look like someone else, do what someone else does. And the truth of it is that they can never, like they will literally never be the person that they think is so great that they want to be like. It's not possible. And the only thing you can do is be second best. And that's not going to get you there. It's not going to blaze a trail. And so the best thing you can do is to figure out what it is that's actually different about you and run with it.
I could not agree with you more. That's what I tell my kids all the time. You're saying it. I wish they were all listening. You young Broadway boot campers, if you're listening to this, Danica just said what I say all the time. Man, if you can take that ball to the end game and love it, do it. Like nobody gets, and if you can do it with a weird run, do it. Do it. I'm 4'11". I have this unique speaking voice. I'm sure that at times in my career, it has not served me, but mostly it has served me well because it's made me different. And I've accepted that I sound like Betty Boop, and I've accepted that I can't see over most counters, and I've accepted the things about me that were made fun of.
And that we fit better in Japan. That's all there is to it.
Let's go, please. I love Japan.
Did you ever resist it? Like, did you have a point in time where you resisted it that and what was that like? Because I feel as though, I'm all about trying harder and pushing. And there's definitely some of that needed in life. You've got to be able to push through things to some degree when it's difficult. Not everything is so great, but it's like trying to recognize when you need to pivot and turn away from something, go a different direction, let something go. And were there times that you kind of had to sort of get beat over the head a little bit to get the message, or not?
When you cannot get a lesson and you're so busy and you cannot hear the lesson, you cannot see the lesson, sometimes it literally does land on your head. And I was on a set for The Good Wife doing maybe 6 episodes of it. And my day 2, the big old set piece thing landed on my head. Landed on my head, and I was out of work for 6 months.
What?
And I say this story because I had a brain concussion and a 6-inch cut and nose, neck, and ribs. So what was hard for me was not to lay there, because on Broadway, we just get up and we go. But with, you got a broken leg, you wrap it up and you get up back out there and go. But with a head injury, I was in the middle of touring and stuff. They weren't going to let me do that. So I had I call it my own personal hell of healing, of being quiet and listening. When I go. And I was like, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? What's the lesson? And God's like, I keep trying to tell you, like, you've fallen in a hole, which I have backwards, hurt your head. Another time, a light thing fell off on me in the wing. He's like, I'm trying to get your attention, Kristin, because I want you to rest so that you can continue to do what you love. Because I'm so used to working through pain and injury. I'm sorry, but that's a fact, or sickness or tired. That's just what we do. And he just like, stop and smell the roses.
Similarly, I remember it was a few years back and I was like pushing hard. I mean, I was still racing. I was in NASCAR and I was working out all the time. I was working out 2 a days, I was killing it. And I mean, I probably kind of knew that I was pushing a little too hard. Within a month, I sprained my ankle and I even thought this is a sign, but I was like, I'll just do, some upper body stuff. And then I was like, so doing that. And then a couple of weeks later, I'm doing a handstand in my living room and I fell out of it a little bit. And when I landed, my finger went down and went, I sprained my finger. I mean, it's still bigger than this one right here is still bigger than the other one. It's been like 4 years. And so then now I have a sprained finger or like torn ligaments is really
what hurts. I'd rather have it sprained than torn ligament. Oh.
Yeah. So it was torn ligaments in my ankle, torn ligaments in my finger. And I'm like, finally the body was like, I'm like, okay, I get it. No more.
I was thinking when you're talking about this story, I'm thinking about our gymnast. Yeah. Simone, who just had, so everybody was talking, I was just walking off stage, like my second show back, was feeling really good and happy. And I wanted to know how it went for her. And my mom called me and she said the most beautiful thing happened with her. I said, she won everything. She beat her own time, blah, 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 blah. She said, no, none of that. I have vertigo. I have an inner ear problem. And so I'm very conscious when someone can't land something or they seem off. Yeah. I'm very aware that, because she said, I'm spinning. She kept saying, I'm spinning and I can't land. Now, I don't know what she has. And I have no idea. But what she did in a matter of a few hours, by showing her team and the world what kind of sportswoman she is, to me, was more important than anything she could have beat or won for her time. So her lesson was actually a lesson for us to watch someone with such grace say, I can't do it, but my team can, and I'm going to be there for them. And that's probably why I like doing Broadway and why I like a familial feel. I imagine in your sport, it's fun, but it could be maybe a little lonely. I think that about track stars, you're only competing with yourself. Well, yeah, I am too. Because if they want me for a part, they certainly don't want someone else. If they want someone else, they certainly don't want me. But what I have learned is, like, really, Chris, life's short. Life is so short. And sweating the small stuff is just not worth it.